The best love stories in Genesis happen at the edge of wells. Of course, we know the story of Jacob, who went looking for a wife in his ancestral homeland. And as he's sitting by the well, chatting up the locals, trying to figure out the lay of the land, he spies Rachel making her way to the well. And all customs aside, he jumps up and removes the cover of the well and waters her animals for her, gives her a big kiss, and sends her home to her father Laban with the hope and expectation that he will also get an invitation and ultimately a wife, which he does. But that's not the first love story that begins at a well, because Abraham had sent a servant to go back to the homeland to find a wife for Isaac, lest he marry one of the Canaanite women. And as the servant comes to the well, he says, I'm going to ask the first woman I see if she will let me have water from her jug, and see if she also offers to water my camels. And sure enough, a beautiful young woman comes and he asks her for a drink of water, which she gives him, and then she waters his camels. So in exchange, he gives her a bunch of gold jewelry and some nose rings and sends her off to her father's house, also looking for an invitation to see if her father will allow her, if she will return to Abraham so that she can be Isaac's wife. So we shouldn't be at all surprised when we see Jesus coming to the woman who now is at the well to draw water, going to his own people. I know he was in foreign territory, but there's something about this being his own people, even in a foreign land. And he asks her for a drink, and not nearly as astute as the two other women, she gets into a conversation instead. But he also would have brought her many gifts in exchange for a little water. And as we recognize in her love story with the Lord exactly what she needed, right? She didn't need another guy to fall in love with her or to kiss her on the cheek. Her 5 husbands and the not-so-husband that she has now were more than enough. What she needed was dignity and grace and love to know her place before God. And this woman, in all of that pain and struggle, is the perfect person to bring testimony to the Lord Jesus to her town, right? It probably wasn't in spite of, but very much because of her story, her heart, her need. We love best when we recognize that we need love. And she knew that she needed love, and finding just a little bit of God's love in her conversation with Jesus, she begins to share his message broadly. I love how Jesus works the next 3 stories that we'll see during our Lenten preparation. But we'll start with this one. What she wants is so much less than what he offers. What she wants is a river. What she wants is indoor plumbing. What she wants is the chance to no longer have to come to the well, because while she was apparently somewhat popular with the men, not so much with the women. And so now at the noon hour, she comes to the well not as a place to socialize like the women in Genesis had done, but rather trying to avoid her own shame. And Jesus offers her living water, so she wants indoor plumbing, but he offers her so much more. He offers her that life-giving water that would wash away her sins, that would fill her bucket in a way that had never been filled before, that would give her dignity and confidence and grace. He offers her the living water that is the love of the Father, the living water that is Jesus himself. And to us, whether we find ourselves at a well or alone or well accompanied, he would also come to us and offer us water, offer us life. And so often, right, what we want is so much less than what he offers. And we're invited always in conversation with the Lord to want more, to desire all that he offers, so that he can give us more than we have yet known to ask for.